Good day, everyone, and thanks for taking out time to join us on our today's session. And what we'll be discussing today is mainly getting the most out of Microsoft Teams. My name is Shokunbi Kafulat. I'm a cloud productivity engineer at Ha-Shem. And with me today, I have my colleague, Tochukwu Okorafor, who will be handling this session together. I would like to give a brief introduction about myself. I'm a cloud productivity engineer at Ha-Shem. I work with Microsoft solutions such as Microsoft 365, Microsoft Azure, and also Windows Active Directory. Yes, everybody has their likes and dislikes. My own hobby is that I love to cook. If I don't work, what else do I do? I love cooking, but my dislike is I don't like to eat. Those two things are two parallel lines that can never meet. And for them to meet, you need to enforce a policy for that to work. So my nickname is Kafi, and people mostly call me Kafi. Let's get started. Today we'll be discussing about the topic, which is getting the most out of Microsoft Teams. How do we do this? Let me run you through the agenda we have on ground. My agenda for today will be on introduction to Microsoft Teams users experience, getting started with Microsoft Teams, and the tips and tricks that we can leverage on to have a better working experience with this application. Now with Microsoft Teams. What is this application? Why do people keep talking about Microsoft Teams? Yes, you can all agree with me that even if you don't use this application before, right now, it is as important as any other thing, especially during this pandemic outbreak. So how do we get the most out of this application? It's not a new product, yes, but still, there's still a bit of confusion in the air about what it is and how it can improve our productivity. Some people still think it's just a chatting app, or some even say it's an upgraded version of Skype for business. But trust me, it's extremely powerful application that you can use to enhance your teamwork through collaboration and communication. So how do Microsoft Teams helps us to achieve what is called enhanced teamwork? How do we do this? Microsoft Teams is actually called a hub for teamwork in Microsoft 365. What do I mean by this? This application is an all-in-one. Within one application, you can do various things, numerous things, unimaginable things that can make you work very effective. Things such as meeting and calling. You can also chat and collaborate within the same application without leaving it. One more thing is you can also integrate applications and workflow. Microsoft application, let's even assume you have in your organization, you have software developers that develops applications for you. Microsoft Teams allows you to integrate custom application just for your end users to have a better and effective working experience. With Microsoft Teams, it allows us to collaborate both inside and outside our organization. How does Microsoft Teams do this? It allows us to have a one-on-one or a group chat because it's a cloud application. It allows us to connect no matter where we are. And connecting, it gives us the privilege to work on a document which is called, when we work together on a document, it's called co-author file. So how do we do this? No matter where you are, you and your colleague can work together on a document, and you will be rest assured that this document is always updated in real time. And you know that this document, you're working on the latest version of the document at the point in time. Organizing team projects by channel. This is a very effective thing Microsoft Teams does. How do you do this? Let's assume you are working on a project in your organization, and channels helps you to segment your project. So how do you organize it? Once you segment your project, you'll be able to navigate the channel in order for you to get the latest updates, and you know that each members of the channel can be held responsible in case things are not working well. So Microsoft Teams allows you for you to be able to organize your team projects by channel. Other than this, we have virtual events. I said that it's a cloud application. It allows us to connect no matter where we are. Just like what we are doing right now. We can deliver training to customers and partners. It allows us to update our employees with companies meeting, and with Microsoft Teams, you can host your conference online. Apart from this, there's what we call live events. In live event, Microsoft Teams allows us to have up to 100,000 of people to view our live broadcast, both inside and outside our organization. Now, I'm in a gathering. I need to explain what Microsoft Teams are to people. I don't want to believe everybody is an expert. We have some people that are beginners. Some people are even freshers that they don't even understand or really know what this application does. They don't even know how to navigate their way around. And that is why I always like to introduce Microsoft Team as a house. What do I mean when I say Microsoft Team is a house? We know that in Microsoft Team, you work in different teams. You think of each team as a house that you build. And when you work together, everyone who is a member of the house will be included in everything that goes on in the house. So every team you create in Microsoft Team, regard them as a house in which you have your members. Which other team do we do in Microsoft Team? There's what we call a channel. I want us to regard what is called a channel as a room. Why do I say this? Once you assume this as a room, you know when you build your house, you have your first room. And this first room is a general room, let's say a living room, where everybody stays together. With people in this room, you can hear what everyone says, whether you are there or not. Every conversation will be noted down. And let's assume there's supposed to be a conversation during a particular time. And at that point in time, probably you have a network issue or you have a power issue. You could not contribute or add your own take to that conversation. Once you're done or resolving your issue, you can navigate back to your channel. Once you get to your general channel, you click on what is called a post. From post, every conversation, every reply, every announcement will be noted down. And from there, you can go through everything that was discussed while you are away, and this will definitely give you an heads up of what happened while you were not involved in the conversation. We have what we call activity feed in Microsoft Team. I want us to think of this as an hallway. In the middle of the house, we all have an hallway. And in the hallway, you have open doors where everyone in the room can have a conversation. And with this activity feed, you standing in an hallway, you can hear every activity, every information going on without you navigating to the team created or to the channel. You can do so many things from this activity feed. Things such as you can check your mentions, you can check your reply, you can check your missed call, and so many more. I said it earlier that this application is an application that allows us to collaborate both inside and outside our organization. Now, think of a chat as a private conversation by a coffee machine. Okay, let's assume you're having a project and along the line you got stuck. You have an issue you need to resolve and you don't know how to go about it. You've done all your research, but no head way. But you know you have a colleague back in the office that is very good in this field. What do? You launch your team, start a chat with such a person. You can have a brainstorming session together. Even if you don't want to have a one-on-one chat, you can have even a group chat with such person. And by this, you'll be able to resolve your issue as efficient as possible and as soon as possible. We have what we call a tab. What does a tab do? Let's think of a tab as a posted pin on the wall. How does this work? In our rooms, we have some people that some people pin things to the wall, which helps them to know and focus on what is very important, and it helps them to find their need. So with you putting tab into your channel, what will this do for you? It allows you to be able to focus. You can put things such as your OneNote, your Excel. When you navigate there, you have update of everything you want to do, and you are always focused at every point in time. I've said a bit about Microsoft Team, showing my slide. But one thing about Microsoft Team is that it's a do-it-yourself approach. And I'll be navigating to the demo session where I'll be showing you everything I've spoken about when it comes to Microsoft Teams. And that way, I want you to follow me step by step, because as I'm doing it, I want everyone to also follow me. In case you have issue, feel free to draw me back for better clarity. Please give me a few minutes for me to share my screen once more. Now I'm here. With Microsoft Team, there are a whole lot of things we can do from here. So let me see. Probably, yes, you have two ways of installing this. You can either go through the desktop application or the browser. So which one do you choose to prefer? Any one you prefer, you can actually navigate your way through it. So let's assume, okay, I'm launching my Microsoft Team for the first time. How will this work? Is either I check it on a browser or I download the application. Once you launch your Microsoft Team, your client dashboard shows this way. You see on my left-hand side, I explained earlier what activity is. Activity feed does. And I told you that from activity feed, you can do so many things. It allows you to see your unread messages, your ads mentions, and also your replies, and other things you can see from what is highlighted on my screen. Apart from activity feed, I spoke about what we call chat. How do you start a chat? Let's assume you want to start a chat. What will you do? You can see from here on the left-hand side, this pen icon. Just click on the pen icon. Who do you want to chat with? Is it someone in your organization or someone outside your organization? Once you click on the pen icon, it brings you this dashboard. You can either type the name of the person if the person is within your organization. So let me assume I want to chat with someone called Blue. By me typing the first name, you can notice that it gave me an option. Is this the person I want to chat with? I pick, yes, this is the person I want to chat with. Oh, let's assume that, okay, I have another person I want to chat with. That's if I want to have a group chat. If I remove Adams and I have only Blue here, it means I want to have a one-on-one conversation with Blue and I can start my conversation. If I want to have a group conversation with other people, you can also just type their first name, an option. You can see it brings up an option. So what if I want to add someone outside my organization? How do we go about this? This is basically different from you adding people that is within your organization. For you to be able to add someone outside your organization, one thing needs to be done first at the back end. You need to add such a user as a guest user in your tenant. And once you create them as a guest user, definitely you'll be able to add them to a conversation or even to your channel. So let me assume I want to add an external person to my conversation. See what happens. I want to add this user. What does this give me? It's telling me we didn't find any match because this is an external user and I don't have the user created in my tenant as a guest user. So there's no name like this. Now let me say I want to add this person. It suggested the name to me and it even told me that this person is a guest because I've already added the user in my tenant as a guest user. So once you want to add a guest user or an external person to your conversation, you need to first add them as a guest user within your tenant. This is done. So this is how you start a one-on-one conversation. This is how you start a group conversation. So you can start your conversation by going this way. Hello all. Once I send this, they receive my message. Other than that, there's another thing with chat. We have what we called the rich text. What do you do with rich text? It allows you to be able to present your words, your sentence in a nice format. It allows you to arrange your words in a nice format. Let me say I have so many things I need to type and I don't want to be typing them all in one. What do? I get here and I paste. With this rich text, I can also bold, just as if I'm working in my Word document. I can bold it, I can underline, I can even give all these highlighted ones bullets. And with this, I can send my conversation. Instead of me just typing a straight sentence, it's more organized this way. What else can we do with this? I can mark this chat as important. How do we go about this? You have this icon here. You click on it. You can mark it as important or as urgent. If I mark it as important, it gives me this. So once I send the information to the chat, what will it do? Everyone that receives this chat knows that this is an important message. Is it that they give me a reply or they tell me what exactly is their view about it? Another thing I can do is if I don't want to mark it as important, I can actually mark it as urgent. But what will this do? In every 2 minutes, you always, for the next 20 minutes, you always receive a notification. But you don't know how serious I am with what I'm doing. This can distract, and trust me, this is really annoying. So it's better I mark my information as important and I pick up my phone and call and tell you, oh, please, I sent a chat. Can you please go through it and give me a response? I think that is more better. That is more encouraging. And I can just do what? Send my message. With Microsoft Team is an application that it's not about chats, work. It allows you to spice up your conversation with your team. It allows you to put smile on people's face. It allows you to encourage your staffs, your users, your colleagues. We might be having a conversation and I feel, oh God, this is getting boring. Can I just do something funny? I love to use this a whole lot. No matter the conversation I see, someone who just like, this girl is not serious. This is fun. Yes, I believe. Other than this, when you have a long conversation, it gets boring. What else can you do in your chat? You can turn your conversation into a video or an audio call to have a better understanding of whatever you are discussing. What else can I show you here? We have another icon on my left-hand side. You can see from here, Blue just replied. This is stress. It is pressure. So I would like us to always leverage on this anytime you feel someone is under pressure. Another thing is I want to navigate to my team icon. From my team icon, I said it earlier, that anything you create when it comes to team, think of it as a house, and every member of the house knows what is going on. These are different team I've already created before, and within my team, I said that you have a post, you can have a file, you can add a new tab. You can see from here, I'm not in this conversation, but if I can go through this and understand what has happened while I'm away. But now I'm going to do it and show you how this is being done. Now, from the lower side, from the left-hand side, you can see either you join or you create a team. Let me try and do this. We have create team. Just click on the create team. You have an option. You have just two options. Either you create from scratch or you create from an existing Office 365 group. Let me create from scratch. What other option do I have? I can either make it a private, public, or organization-wide. If I say I want to make it public, which means everyone in my team will be here. Everyone I want to include with this team will always be here. So let me see, what's the name of my team? Let me name it Team Workshop. Teamwork. You can either add a description if you like, and you can leave it if you don't. Once I click on the create, I have this coming up. You can see team is actually fun. From here, it's telling me to add my members. I can add members from here. I can decide to add Adams. I can say I want to add Blue. Who other person do I want to add? Let me add a guest user. It gives me option. You can see this is the person I want to add here, and I already know that this is a guest. Also from here, I've added my member. You can decide what you want them to be. Do you want to make them the owner or just an ordinary member? You can go with what your choice is. Then I click on close. I said it. You create your team, you automatically have what is called the general channel. When you create team, some things happen at the back end. What do you experience? Once you create a team, it automatically creates a SharePoint document library for you. It creates a shared OneNote. It creates a team site for you and also a chat-based workspace. This is a chat-based workspace. From here, from my team, you can see this. On the right-hand side, I have Meet Now. If I want to start an impromptu meeting, I can click on this Meet Now, and every member of this team will be able to join the meeting. I can also schedule a meeting from my channel without going to my calendar. With this information icon, you can see every member of your team, and at the same time, you can also add members to the team you created. What else can I do? I said that it automatically creates a SharePoint document library. Let me open this in SharePoint and let's see what happens. I have this teamwork, public group, my documents, my notebook. This will open to me, and also you can view this from your team clients. If I have any document or file that I've uploaded, you view everything here. You can also share from here within team. I didn't leave my team dashboard and I'm already inside SharePoint. You can see how powerful this application is. Let me navigate back. Now, I want to show you how you can create a channel from your team. Click on the three ellipses. You can create channels from here in two ways. I can either say I want to add a channel or I go to manage team. From manage team, you see I have my members, I have my channel, I have settings. Members, you'll be able to see all the members that are involved in your team. From your channel, you can either add a channel, you can even delete a channel. You have what we call settings. You can add picture to your team. You can check some members' permission that's available to your members. You can check your guest permission and much more. We have what we call the analytics. What does this do? It gives you an overview what has happened for the past 7 days, for the past 1 month, or for the past 90 days. You have an overview of your active users, the number of apps you have, the number of meetings that has been scheduled, and so on. This is a fresh team, so that is why it's just empty. These are things you can see once you click on Manager. Now, let me create my app for me. Let me say, okay, I need to create a channel. What's the name of my channel? Let me give it adoption. You have option. It's either you make it a standard channel whereby it's accessible to everyone in the team, or you make it a private channel. I'll be creating the two and show you the difference between them. I want to make this a standard channel, so I click on add. It's a standard channel, and you know, when I was creating it, it's saying it's visible to everyone in my team. So every member of this team I created have access to this channel. Now, let me try and do something else. And I want to make this private, only accessible to specific group of people within your team. So if I create this and say next, you notice something. It will ask me to add a member, which I didn't do when I was doing the public channel. From here, I can choose who among my team, the team I created, who among them do I want them to be a member of this channel. I can say I want to choose just blue. I can add more, but let me just do this and say done. You can see from the icon, this is logged, which is indicating that this is a private channel, while this is a public channel. Okay. Aside that, I said from here, you can do some things. I can add a file. If I have a file that I've already shared within my team, if you come here, you'll be able to see the files listed here. And once you see them, you can reshare if you want, or you open them in SharePoint. It's possible. You can upload and download even within team. I can come here and say I want to add a new tab. What do I feel like adding? What application do I want to add? Let's see. Okay, let me try and add a planner. If I do this, you see what happens. So I say save. I just added it and you can see it here. From here, I can assign a task to someone. If I assign a task, automatically the person receives it. I can assign a task. I can rename this. If I assign a task, let's see, okay. Okay, let me just stop here. You can assign a task. You can check the charts. What has happened so far? How many assigned tasks have been started? How many has not been started? How many has been completed? You can even schedule from here within your team just by adding up. You can use this planner to assign tasks to your members, to the team member. Probably you're working on a project. What else can I do? Now, let me navigate to another place. Also, we spoke about calendar. What do you do from your calendar? You can either schedule an impromptu meeting by clicking on the Meet Now, or You schedule a meeting whereby you can have a recurring meeting, a daily meeting, a monthly meeting, or you schedule a live event. Let me try and say I want to have a meet now. If I click on my meet now, I have option to either give it a topic, I say join. There are other things you can do within this. I can add members. I can come here and say I want to manage my permission. I want to download my attendance list. If I click on manage permission, let's assume you're having a session with students or you have a presentation you need to do with so many audience. And during this presentation, you don't want anyone to interrupt or take over your presentation. See what I have here. We have who can present. Everyone, people in my organization, specific people, or only me. So by me choosing only me, no one can take over my presentation, which means I'm the only one allowed to present. There are other options you can also still leverage on from here. I said it that you can also download your attendees list. What else can you do? You can share your screen, open share tray. You can share your screen, just what I'm doing right now. You can start a recording. And one other important thing is you can end a meeting. Let's assume this meeting is ongoing and you have so many end users here. And probably the meeting took a while and some people just left their system and was busy with something else. The meeting came to an end. If a meeting comes to an end and people just keeps leaving, some users might not be opportune to know that the meeting has come to an end. For you to fast track this, the ending of the meeting, just come here, click on end meeting, and automatically you end the meeting for everyone, even if they are with their system or they're already busy with something else. You can end the meeting from here. So let me end the meeting and I'm saying end. Okay. Let's navigate back. Let's try and schedule a meeting. Once I click on scheduled meeting, you give it a topic. And let's say this is just teamwork. Who are my attendees? I want it to be Adams. I have my suggestion already. I want it to be blue. Now, let's assume I want to add an external user to my meeting. How do you do this? One thing I said earlier is you already need to have one thing about this is you type their full email address. Unlike when I was adding my organization member, I just only need to type their first name and it suggests it to me. But when I'm adding a guest user, you need to type in their full email address. I already have it and you have it here. This is done. You can fix your date, you can fix your time. You can either say you want it to be reoccurring every week, daily, weekly, whichever you want, you can leverage on it. Let's assume you want to have a recording session during your meeting. You can pick a channel where you want the recording session to be saved. So once the recording is ready, you can just go to the channel and have access to it. You can fix a location. You all know my own location is Ha-Shem. So I'm picking that. And from here, I can put a small word, just a small information for them to understand what the meeting is about. If I want to do that and if I don't want to, what do? I send. Automatically on your calendar, it will automatically create that you've already sent a meeting invite out to a group of people. We have this. You can see it from here. And as this is, the user can go, I can go to the users now and check their Outlook. They will automatically receive this email address from their side. Apart from this, I said that we can also schedule a live event. Once I click on live event, it comes. I have this dashboard. I give it a title. During my slide, I was explaining that you can have a live event that can take up to 100,000 of attendance. So you have an attendee that are up to 100,000. You can schedule a live event for them. You put your location. You fix your date and time. And also you can just put some notes for people to understand what the event is all about. You have an option to choose who your presenter is. And during a live event, you have one presenter and a producer, and others are just attendees. The only thing they do is they listen. Just one person is allowed to talk and share their screen and just pass whatever message they have to pass to everyone. I click on next. I can say I want people and group, or I want my organization to be involved. So let me say I want just people and group. You can pick the members you want. And I say schedule. Okay, I got a caution that Adams is already a presenter. So I pick this and I say schedule. From here, if you want to add, you want to send an invite to more attendees, I can get a link from here and share it with them. And once I share, I click on edit. On my calendar, that means there is a clash somewhere. Let me update my meeting. 1 minute, please. You can see the icon is different. When I schedule a meeting, I have this, and when I schedule a live event, you have this. So all the members you added, the attendees you added while you were trying to schedule your meeting, they all receive a notification from their end. Oh, this might actually take a while trying to sign in. I just want to show you what it looks like at the other end with one of the members. So let me open the Outlook. While that is loading, please let me quickly navigate back. We have what we call the call icon. If your organization has this telephony system integrated with Microsoft Teams, it allows you to see your team as just your smartphone. Everything you do on your smartphone, you can do it with Microsoft Teams. You can call, you can check your contacts, you can check your call history, you can check your voicemail. Just the same way we handle our smartphone, you handle your Teams like that if you have a telephony system integrated with Microsoft Teams. Apart from that, we have this file. When you have a file, I said it that every document you share, you will see it in your file. And from here, you can still go back to reshare if you choose. When I was discussing in my slide, I said it that we can do what? We can integrate applications with Microsoft Teams. What type of application do I want to integrate? Let me show you how to go about that. Once I click on the 3 ellipses, sorry, I didn't talk about that. Click on the 3 ellipses and click on more application. You have all these numerous applications coming up, and you pick whichever one you choose to integrate with your team. So let me pick my planner and say, you have option. Do you want to add to team? You can choose this, and if you don't, just click the add, and this automatically. Okay, so I have my planner here. I've already added it to my team client. One thing will happen here. Once I navigate out of my planner, what happens? It automatically disappears. But if I want it to keep applying, I'll come back to my 3 ellipses, go to my planner, right click and say pin. And from then, once I pin it, I go out of it, and automatically you can see you still have access to it. And with this that I've shown you, you can see that you have so many things that you can do with Microsoft Teams. This was the mail I sent. And from here, you can just click on join meeting and you are in. Once it's time, you're good to go. So with Microsoft Teams, I said it that there are a whole lot of things we can do and we can get the most out of it. But right now, I would like to allow my colleague Tochukwu to take us through some tips and tricks that we can at the same time leverage on with Microsoft Teams. Tochukwu, over to you. Hello, Tochukwu.
Thank you, Kafila. Thank you very much. That was so great. That was wonderful. Thank you for the demo. Hi, Kafila. Thank you very much. Once again, I remain Tochukwu Okora for Chief Academic Officer and Trainer. I'll be taking you through tips and tricks on Microsoft Teams. First of all, I would like to say some things about myself. For my hobbies, I like to draw. I like to meet people, travel. Those are the few things I'm going to be sharing about myself. And for tips and tricks on Microsoft Teams, there are
Sorry,
few things that are
sorry, Tochukwu, we can't see your screen. Have you shared your screen, please?
Is it showing now?
Yes,
Can
we can
everyone
see your screen now.
It's showing now.
Yes,
Sorry.
thank you.
As I was saying earlier, tips and tricks on Microsoft Teams. There are shortcut keyboard on Microsoft Teams, and this shortcut keyboards allows you to navigate around Teams. And the way it is for other applications, let's assume we have like Microsoft Word and other applications, they also have their own shortcut, keyboard shortcut that you can use. But for Microsoft Teams, this keyboard shortcuts allows you to navigate around it easily if you know the keyboard shortcuts. So I'll be bringing this up. So these are some of the keyboard shortcuts we'll be working on. But the first one is to show the available shortcuts on Teams, keyboard shortcuts. Can we all see this, please?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yes, Tochukwu.
Okay. So control these keys on your keyboard. Control plus period or full stop shows every available keyboard shortcut on Microsoft Teams. And some of the things, some of the shortcuts we'll be working on, and these are a few of them. We have Control N to start a new chat that I'll be showing you in a few minutes. Then Control Shift, Control plus Shift plus comma opens Microsoft Teams settings. Control plus equal to, that's to zoom in. Then Control plus minus sign to zoom out. Control plus O to attach a file. Now to show the available shortcuts, Control plus full stop. These are the available keyboard shortcuts on Microsoft Teams. There are so many of them, you might not remember all, but when you click to check them, you can actually easily use them without using your mouse to go around. So the first one we'll be going to be doing is Control Shift, Control and comma. Now this takes you to the back side of the team settings. And what I want to be talking about here is the team itself. We have default. So when you open Microsoft Teams, by default, this is the first interface you see. Now the second one here is dark, eye contrast. I actually like the dark, so I'll click on this to see the effect. Oh, it's on dark already. Let me go back to change this. Okay. So if you select the other one, this is how it will look like. Probably if you don't want to, you stare too much on your screen and you don't want to reduce the brightness of your screen, you can actually change the theme. It actually helps because of your eyesight. So like I said, I prefer the dark one. Another thing also is Control plus N together. Oh, sorry. Oh, it's taking me back to another place. I'm so sorry. So I will need to check what the issue is again. But let's continue. The next one is Control plus equal to. That's to zoom in and zoom out. That's to zoom in and to zoom out. So I just zoomed in and this is the effect. Now the text here for the charts, they're all bold. I just zoomed in. So they're actually showing bright and clear and you can actually read the message if I scroll down. And also Control O. I'm sorry, it's actually taking me somewhere else. Okay, now it's back. So sorry about that. Now Control, oh, this takes you to how you can upload attach file. Is that you attach it from OneDrive or you upload it from your computer. So when you select upload from computer, now you need to navigate to the location. Where is the file? Is it on your desktop? Is it on download or from documents? Once you select, then you click on, once you select the file, click on open and you have it there. But we're getting to that in a few minutes. I will be attaching a file, sending a file to Jones Davis very soon. Now the next one too is a search bar command. Now there are different commands in Microsoft Teams that you can leverage on. To show all available commands, Control plus forward slash. Now, these are all available commands in Microsoft Teams that you can make use of. So I'll be picking a few of them. Now, to change forward slash BRB, that's to set your status to be right back. So if I select this to change in few, okay, it just changed now. So this is showing as be right back. Then if I'm to go back, forward slash again, set status to busy. Now it has changed to busy. Now another one is to bookmark message. Now for instance, there are sometimes when you get messages, piles of messages from Microsoft Teams, and maybe there's a particular message you're not done with, you still want to get some information, or you want to work, you just want to get information from this message, but you're kind of busy. Best way to do that is to save the message. Delete this. So now to save a message, I have to select, okay, I'll select this, click on the three ellipses, then click on save this message. That this message has been saved. It is even here, right here, as a chat. Or if you don't see it here as a chat, you can actually find it by using your command Control saved. You can see just brought it out, and you can use your navigation arrow. That's forward navigation arrow. So now it has gotten the saved message. This is the message I saved, and here it is. This way it's easy for you to find your saved message, find it later when you are in need of it, instead of going through piles of messages. It saves you time and saves you stress of scrolling or for a while. And the next one I'll be talking about is Immersive Reader. Now, you can get things to read messages for you in Immersive Reader mode. To do that, select the message and go to these three ellipses here, click on it, go down to Immersive Reader. It will change. Okay, here we are. This is Immersive Reader mode. Now, Immersive Reader mode, you can play this to listen to the message directly, or you have voice settings. Now here you have voice speed and voice selection. For the voice speed, to reduce the speed of the voice or to increase it. So if I increase it to make it faster, let me, it's going to be very, so it's actually in a male's voice. I can actually change it to a female voice, whichever one you prefer, either for female or male. And I'm going to reduce this. So another thing here is text preferences, where you can change the font and also the theme. I think I like this one. So you can actually change these and play messages, listen to messages on Microsoft Teams. Then to go out of here, use your arrow, your navigation arrow to exit. Now, the next one is translate any message. Now, you can translate any message in Teams. This option is super useful if you're working in an international company. Now, for you to be able to translate a message, something needs to be done first from the back end, which is Microsoft Admin Center. Translation needs to be enabled. That's to translate message any language into English need to be enabled from the Admin Center before you can get this option in Microsoft Teams here. Now, I was chatting with Jones earlier before now. Now, Jones actually replied, so I need to check what Jones David said. Oh, now this looks like French. I actually don't understand French, but I need to understand what Jones Davis is trying to tell me. All I need to do is go to the message. Above it, you have these three ellipses. Select it and click on translate. Now, like I said, it needs to be enabled. If it is not enabled from the admin center, you can have this option here. You won't be able to translate this message. You can see how fun and easy Microsoft Teams is. You can translate any language into English for you to be able to understand what information the other person is trying to pass across. So I'll translate this. Wow, this is great. I'm fine, thank you. And you, that is what Jones is trying to tell me. So now I've understand this message. I got this message that he is trying to say to me. The next one will be how you can manage your teams. Now, when you create a team, let's say you are in, you have so many teams and channels. I'll go to teams, like I have here. Now, any team you're in, they are all important. Every team and channels are actually important. But if you have a whole lot of teams and channel and you're just working with few of them, the best way to do it is just to hide some channels, and also you can just do drag and drop by moving the main one, those ones that you focus on, that are active for that moment. You can actually move them at the top. So to do that, you can just do drag and drop, which is so easy. Click on the team, then drag it. This way you get to see the team that you are working on, the team that is active at that time at the top side. So that's why I said, if you have a lot, you don't need to go down, start scrolling. It takes time, especially if you have so many teams on channel. And to hide a channel, now I just hid this channel now, so the channel is still here. It shows as 180 channel. So if this channel now is now active, I can just click here again, go to the name of the team and click on show. So I have it here. So you can just hide the channel just to keep it organized too. So, and the way I said, you can actually show it out. Now, next one is co-authoring. Now for co-authoring, I love this part too, because it saves you time. You can actually get see what your colleagues are doing in real time. Take for instance, we are 10 together, and I'm supposed to work on a document, share it with my colleagues, the 10 of us. If let's say I'm done with it and I want them to see what I've done, I want to get their own overview, let them see it and comment, see their mistakes, we can edit together. I can as well call them over, 9 of them making me 10, over to my desk, and they get to see it. It's going to be tiring really when you hear different voices, like the other person is talking, do it this way, type this and all that, and when this is talking, the other person is talking, you feel so stressed out, like why did you even call them? Another one is I can send the file out to them, but it's going to be really stressful for me, because if I send it to them, I'm going to get different documents from each and every one of them. They are all edited, and I have to start reading it one after the other to know what Sheon is saying or what Kathy said. This is our own script and all that. So the best way to do it, let's assume I'm in a team here and I want to share a file. You can just click, I want to attach a file, I want us to edit it at the same time. Upload from my computer. Wait for this to load up first. The reason why that showed was because I already had a file that I've actually shared earlier. So it asked me if I can to keep the both or to just replace the previous file. So I'll send this out. Now Jones and I will be working on this. So I just share the file. I'll open this file in Teams. It's loading up. Just a few minutes. Okay. So now we are all set to edit. So if I and my colleagues were to work on this document, I don't need to send it to them differently for them to edit and send the file back to me, because it's going to be tiring for me to read all through. So but here, to make it easy, now at the top side you can see JD here, which stands as Jones Davis. Davis is here. Here you can see those that are active, and if the file is opened, who is editing it, you get to see it. I'm sure from his own side, it will see me as TO editing this file. So here we can work on, if I'm to work on maybe what title should we give to this to this article. What title should we give to this article? What do you want to talk about? From here we can just, once I can take the first paragraph, the second person can take the second paragraph. This way we get to see what we are working on, and we can deliberate on it. What should we do? How do we go about it? It's really easy. Here you can, edit, add, you can add pictures if you want to. So once we are done, another wonderful thing about Teams is I really don't need to save like Word documents where I will just need to use Control S. I'll give it a name, change location of, give a location of where I want the file to be saved. If I want it to be saved on my documents, download, or on my desktop. But this one, I really don't need to save. In Teams, it saves automatically. So let's say I'm done here editing. Jones is also done editing. I'll close this. And I need this file back. We are done with it. I'll just select these 3 ellipses, click on download. Now it's downloading. So we are done. One file was downloaded. To get the download file, you need to go to your file explorer. Now this is the file here at the top. So, and that is how you can co-author and also download a file that you're done working on. Now the last one is help. Now Teams has an extensive help menu that is worth checking out. You can open this by clicking on the top help icon here. So when you select this, you have topics, you have training, what's new about. Now for the training, you get to see videos. This is loading up. Okay. Now this video is like a tour around Microsoft Teams, what you can use it to do, how you can go about it. Microsoft has made this so easy, and it's a powerful tool that you can use to co-author. You can use this to call. It's actually a single workplace where you can attach file, you can do video call, you can also add third-party applications into a team that you're in. And for a team that has been created as the owner of that team, you can decide what you want your members to be able to do in a team. All this you can have in Microsoft Teams. All this you can have in Microsoft Teams, which is a powerful tool to work with. Thank you very much, everyone, and that will be all for today. If there are any questions, please feel free to ask.
Thank you very much, Tochko and Kapilat, for that very wonderful session and an insightful one.